Well, I'm just going to start this video like I usually do with every other video. So right now, I'm on this video by RexxSeven called It's Starting to Become More and More Obvious. Alright, so this is one of my videos, right? And this is actually an old video that I think I linked to it, and there's some people that are looking at it now. So one of them is Pure Soul, and let me see. So she says, Rex, I was watching a channel where this woman speaks on dating and hypergamy. And this woman hands are so masculine, it's hard not to notice. So when I seen that comment, for some reason I didn't catch it until just now, and it was posted 7 hours ago. So I just said, okay, I put a like on it, I put a heart on it, and I'm trying to exit out this part of the video. And they must have seen when I put a like on it. So now, as soon as I did that, they come back and they say, bro, she teaches women about dating, basically gold digging or dating men of means. But I'm certain this person is a man. So that was just a couple of minutes ago. So it must have been as soon as I put a like, they got a notification that I liked it. And they came back and they was like, bro. And I'm like, yeah. So I responded. I said, yes, all of your mainstream feminists, including channels like that, what she's talking about teaching guys how to take advantage of men and stuff. All of your mainstream feminists, including YouTube channels like that also, and female rappers that encourage women to have bad behavior and use men for money and their crotch, all of them are usually men in drag that are deceiving women and tricking them into thinking this way. This even goes back to Little Kim and Trina. Yes, all your female rappers and some of these R&B artists that they always got to put in their song you a strong independent woman, but at the same time, if you can find a baller that you can use him for his money and possibly his dick, you know what I'm saying? What Trina said? You see, the bigger the dick, the bigger the bank, the something, the butt. And what did Little Kim say? Something like something that would have made his ass a real man. He never ate my crotch. And then another song, Little Kim was talking about you gotta give me what I need, baby. That's a jump some beat, baby. Yeah, yeah, that's a drag too. You know how you know? Because one thing Little Kim did was that she basically paid what did she do? In one of her songs, what is one of them songs from like years and years ago back in the 90s? I can't think of what the name is, but it was like you got it going on. What? And she's talking about used to be scared of the dick. Now I throw lips to the shit. Handle it like a real bitch. And then somewhere in the song she says, Heather Hunter, Janet Jack me. Why do you think she said those lines, Heather Hunter, Janet Jack me? Because she was paying homage to another drag that was deceiving people. Heather Hunter. Oh yes. Mm-hmm. Okay? So rappers like that, there's been several since, and even R&B singers that tell you that first you don't need a man, you don't need a man, you can be strong and independent. But then another song they'll tell you, oh, try to get what you can out of a man, look for ballers, and try to get what you can, use them to gold dig out of them and use them for their crotch. If some of them be like, oh, all I need a man for is money and dick. This is the things that these fucking men in drag, pretending to be female rappers and feminists, and even hypergamy channels on YouTube. This is what they teaching a lot of women, and it's like a lot of women's not catching it. But you know what? I'm glad that there's women that's starting to figure it out because, like a little while back, even earlier this year, I started thinking to myself, how is it that there's plenty of guys that are starting to figure this out, but there's no women that's really speaking up about this deception and these men in drag basically deceiving people. And now I'm starting to realize there's some. It's just that YouTube just buries people's channels. They don't come up in your recommendations or on your homepage. You just have to find out about one. When you find out about one of them, you start finding out about others in their comment section, and then you connect with each other. So that's good because somebody have to put this shit on the map, bro. All right. Now, I mean, of course, there's responsibility to be laid because you have to figure that how are some of these women so gullible that they can just be like, what do you call it? Basically tricked into treating their men like that and not having value for men. So responsibility also lays on them for being stupid for listening to that. But regardless, it is a deception. And at the end of the day, they are doing it in mass, even down to these stupid ass reality shows. They sure are. They sure are doing it. And You know, you got plenty of women that like to record this shit, and some guys too. Some guys, you know, they like to record these little stupid ass reality shows and watch this nonsense and listen to some of these degenerate ass rappers, even the ones you got out nowadays, talking about a bunch of nasty shit. And it's like I said before, one red flag when it comes to these so-called female rappers is that they're talking about their crotch all the time and talking about what they can do with their butthole all the time and what that mouth do all the time. I'm telling you that those are men in drag pretending to be females, teaching women, especially young girls, terrible behavior. You know, and it goes back a long way. It really really does. So I'm glad that they made that comment here. They're right, and it is what it is. I'll leave a link to the video that they're talking about on there. And there's a lot of couples channels on YouTube. That's something else we were talking about. There's a lot of couples channels on YouTube that are not who they say they are. And a lot of these lesbian couples on YouTube, you think you're looking at two females, you're looking at two dudes. And it's not that they're just getting guys to lust after them thinking this shit is hot. They also getting women that might be lesbian themselves and think that they're looking at women to lust after them too. So they just hitting all bases with this bullshit. It is that serious, trust me. If you look into it after a while, you're going to start noticing. And another thing to know is that when you look at these channels and when you look at these couples, I don't give a shit if it's celebrity couples or channels on YouTube that you're seeing on social media. If you see the couples where you see one of them, you see two. If you see one that's deceiving you, you're also seeing another one. You always are going to see two. Okay, it's never just one. A lot of people be thinking, oh, it's just one of them that's like that. No, where you see one, you see two. That's just how it is. And and truth be told, I never said this before. I used to be subscribed to some of those channels. I used to be subscribed to some of those channels and the people that collaborate with them, including some of the black comedy channels and their collaborators, and started noticing a pattern of the people that they feature on there, and some patterns that you can notice in some of these couples channels, and I just unsubscribed from all of them. So yeah, I know what I'm talking about. I've seen enough of the videos to know something. It's getting to be ridiculous. It's like this is all that YouTube be having to offer as far as what they push and promote. It's a damn shame.